Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for today's beginner's flow. I'm going to be taking you through a few sun salutations and just some very gentle warm-up exercises so that we can begin to build the foundations of a really great yoga practice. So when you're ready, grab your mat, grab a drink or anything that you feel that you might need and join me. Okay, so to begin, start by coming to a comfortable seated position. That can be with the feet crossed, or you could have one ankle in front of the other like I do. And just bringing the hands to the knees, closing down the eyes, beginning to root down through the sits bones and draw the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Lengthening through the spine, and as you do so, beginning to bring your awareness to your breath. Breathing in deeply through the nose and exhaling completely through the nose or mouth. And as you begin to bring your awareness to your breath, just focusing on matching the length of your inhale with the length of your exhale. And slowly beginning to invite movement through the head, now rolling through the neck, as if to draw circles with the head, moving as fast or as slow as you'd like to go. And changing directions after a few rounds. And just feeling into any areas where we might be carrying any tension. With every exhale, inviting that tension to let go. And bringing the head back to neutral, beginning to roll the shoulders out, now drawing the shoulders towards the ears as you inhale. Exhale to release the shoulders away. And just moving through this for a few rounds, drawing the shoulders back and down. And then switching directions, drawing the shoulders high and rolling the shoulders forwards. Bringing the shoulders back to a neutral position, taking the right hand down to the right side, extending left arm overhead and lifting the gaze under the left shoulder. You can choose to walk the right hand away, maybe bending into the right elbow, so that you can get more of a side bend down the right side. Taking a deep inhale, imagining the breath, sending the breath down the left side of the body. As you exhale, windmill the arms, take the left hand to the left side, right arm extends to the left side, and the gaze comes under the right shoulder. Choosing to walk the left hand away if you did so last time. Breathing deeply, with your next inhale, windmill the hands, come back through center. Bring the hands back to the knees. On your inhale, press the chest forwards, as if you're creating space for the breath. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, round the spine and tuck the chin to chest. Completely exhale. Inhale, drawing the chest forwards to expand with the breath. And exhale to round. Moving at your own pace with your own breath now. Seeing if you can begin to build a little bit more speed, a little bit more heat in the body. And then coming back to neutral. Take the hands behind you, uncross the feet, and just swing the knees round. Bringing yourself up to a tabletop position with the wrists below shoulders, knees, hips distance apart, and the spine neutral. So just noticing if you've got a slight dip in the spine, just to draw the navel towards the spine and slightly tuck the tailbone, just so we can create one solid line through the torso. Begin to spin the fingertips out to face the sides of the mat. And take a few rocks from side to side, spreading the fingers wide, pressing the knuckles and the fingertips down into the mat. And if this is available to you, you can continue to spin the fingers to face the legs, rocking forwards and backwards. And as you come backwards, you can add a slight bend into the elbows and let the heel of the hand lift away from the mat slightly. This might feel a little bit too much for you, so just take this to whatever extent your body is telling you is right. Spinning the fingers to face the fronts of the mat. And just to counter that, lower the the tops of the hands down onto the mat and take a few rocks from side to side. You should feel quite a large pull down the top of the forearm and the top of the wrist, where the wrist hinges. Flipping the hands over so the palms face down. And then slowly beginning to tuck the toes. Press the toes into the mat and press through the hands so that you're really pressing down through your foundation. Gradually begin to lift the knees, pressing more of the weight into the toes, lifting the hips and tucking the chin towards the chest so you begin to look to the back of the mat. And then slowly, one by one, grounding the feet to find downward dog. So you might find in downward dog that the heels are lifting away from the mat, and that's totally okay. You can add a slight bend into the knees, a slight softness, and this might allow you to press further through the hands. Find length from the fingertips down to the tailbone. This can also help if you feel like you're quite rounded. Maybe the shoulders have come up high next to the ears. Just add a slight softness into the knees, press back through the hands. Lift the hips, draw navel to spine. Taking one more breath in position, wherever you find yourself in downward dog. And then lifting the gaze on the exhale, begin to step the feet forwards, bending into the knees so that you can keep the hands in connection with the ground. Finding forward fold, letting the body hang, letting the neck be soft. As you inhale, circle the arms skywards, creating length, and exhale, hands to heart center. Opening the hands either side of the body to find Tadasana. Step into both of the feet, maybe coming towards the top of the mat to create space. And bring all of the weight back into the heels to lift the toes. Spread the toes wide, and one by one lower each toe down to the mat. So you feel yourself really grounding, rooting down through the feet. Begin to engage the legs. Tuck the tailbone so that you take any bend out of the lower spine. Drawing the navel towards the spine. Softening the shoulders away from the ears and drawing the crown of the head towards the sky. So it's a very active position. With your inhale, draw the arms out to the side or in front of you. And exhale, begin to swan dive, hinging at the hips, keeping the spine long as you lower down. Exhale completely to find forward fold. Inhale halfway, maybe bringing the hands to the shins for support so that the spine can be long. Rolling the shoulder blades back to find length in the spine. Inhale in position, exhale to lower down, grounding the hands and stepping both of the feet back to find plank position. Bringing the shoulders on tops of the wrists, stepping both of the feet together and coming high onto the toes. Drawing navel to spine and keeping the tailbone tucked. Finding your line and just noticing if the hips are riding quite high, it might mean that you have to step the feet further back so that you bring the shoulders directly on top of the wrists. Taking an inhale in position, exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Send the shoulders forwards, bend the elbows close to the side of the body, so it's this wrapping action, keeping the arms close to the ribs. And as you bend the elbows, lower yourself down with control. Walk the hands forward so that you bring the elbows directly under the shoulders and the arms are close to the side of the body. Pressing through the forearms to lift the chest, lift the gaze, and finding Sphinx pose. And just notice if you experience any pinching sensations in the lower spine. There's two ways that you can make this a little bit more comfortable. You can either draw the feet out slightly wider, or you can walk the hands a little bit further forwards, which is going to bring the mid and lower parts further into connection with the mat. So it's going to take the bend and any of the pressure away from the lower spine and bring it further towards the top of the spine, into the thoracic spine. So taking a deep inhale in position. As you exhale, soften back down, walk the hands below the shoulders, tuck the toes. Press up through tabletop, and then one by one, lift the knees, lift the hips, tuck the chin to the chest, and step into the feet to find your downward dog. We can find stillness in downward dog, or we can begin to pedal out the legs. Or finding any movements that you would like to explore. You can get as creative as you would like with downward dog. It never has to be the same each time. Taking a deep inhale, lift the gaze to look forwards. As you exhale, begin to step forwards to find forward fold. Exhaling completely as you come towards the hands. And inhale, root to rise, draw the arms skywards. Exhale, hands to heart center in prayer. Opening the hands to face forwards, finding Tadasana, engaging from the bottom of the body all the way to the crown of the head. Inhale, draw the arms skywards. Exhale to swan dive. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to lower down, grounding the right hand and stepping the right knee back, the right foot back, lowering the right knee. With the left knee stacked on top of the left ankle. Inhale, draw arms skywards. And it's worth noting, if you feel like you need to edge the back knee out a little bit further, you can tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and just slightly walk it out to create more space. Keeping the tailbone tucked and pressing down through the front foot and the back knee. So we're resisting the urge to sink the hips, but rather using our strength to hold us in space. Taking one more deep inhale in position. As you exhale, lower the hands, step the front foot back, lifting the back knee to find plank position. Bringing the body into one line, taking an inhale here. As you exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, send the shoulders over wrists, bend the elbows and lower down through modified chaturanga. Walk the hands forwards with the elbows directly below the shoulders and press through the forearms to find Sphinx, remembering any modifications if you feel you need them. Taking a moment to close down the eyes and just observe any sensations in the body. Breathing deeply for one more inhale. Exhale to lower down, walk the hands below the shoulders, tuck the toes. Press up through tabletop and lift all the way to find downward dog. From downward dog, bending the right knee and then stepping the right foot in between the hands. Lowering the left knee, walking out the foot if you need to create more space. And with the right knee stacked on top of right ankle, inhale, draw arms skywards. Pressing down through your foundation to use your strength to hold you. Taking a deep inhale in place. As you exhale, soften back down, come up onto the fingertips. Tuck the back toe and lift the back knee and step the left foot forwards. Exhale to find forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, draw the arms skywards. And exhale, hands through heart center. Opening the hands, softening the arms to find Tadasana. Inhale, draw the arms skywards. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to lower down, bringing the fingertips onto the mat. Stepping the left foot back, lowering the left knee, finding low lunge. Inhale, draw the arms skywards. Exhale to lower the hands, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, grounding the palms and stepping back to find plank position. Inhale in position. Exhale to lower the knees, untuck the toes. And then just sending the shoulders forwards, lowering down through modified chaturanga. Walk the hands forwards, elbows under shoulders, and press through the forearms to lift the gaze, lift the chest. Inhaling in position. Exhale to soften down, walk the hands below the shoulders, tuck the toes, press up through tabletop, and lift the hips high to find downward dog. Taking an inhale in downward dog. Bending the left knee and stepping the left foot in between the hands. Lowering the back knee, untucking the back toes. Inhale, come high to find low lunge. Staying for one more round of breath. As you exhale, lower the hands to frame the front foot, pressing into the fingertips. Untuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step the back foot forwards. Exhale completely. Inhale, circle the arms skywards. And exhale, bring hands through heart center. And opening the hands either side of the body to find Tadasana. Stepping both of the feet together so the toes come to touch, the ankles come to touch, and maybe even the knees. As you inhale, draw the arms forwards. Begin to bend the knees together as you sink the hips, almost as if sitting down in an imaginary chair. Keeping the tailbone tucked and drawing the navel to spine. As you exhale, come down to a fold, exhaling completely. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to lower down, grounding the hands, stepping the right foot back, coming up onto the right toes with the right heel lifted. Inhale, draw arms skywards. Keeping the tailbone tucked and lengthening through both sides of the body, drawing the fingertips towards the sky. Exhale to lower down, step back through plank. Finding your line, lifting the gaze. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Lower down through modified chaturanga. Walk the hands forwards to find Sphinx. And exhale to lower down, bring the hands below the shoulders. Press up through tabletop and lift all the way to find downward dog. From downward dog, stepping the right foot forwards in between the hands. Coming up onto the left toes with the left heel lifted. Inhale, draw arms skywards. Tucking the tailbone and keeping the front knee stacked on top of ankle. Inhaling for one more round. Exhale to lower the hands. Step the back foot, the front foot forwards, finding plank. Inhale in position. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, and then lower down through modified chaturanga. Walk the hands forwards. Lift the gaze. Taking a deep breath, imagining the heart expanding. Taking the breath into the chest. And exhale to lower down, bring the hands below the shoulders, tuck the toes, press up through tabletop, and lift the hips high to find downward dog. Staying for 2 more grounding breaths in downward dog, pressing down through each fingertip, spreading the fingers wide, pressing the knuckles into the mat. At the bottom of your next exhale, begin to walk the feet forwards to come towards a forward fold, exhaling completely in your fold. And as you inhale, draw the arms high, squeezing the knees together and beginning to sit back in your imaginary chair to find Utkatasana. Exhale to lower down, forward fold. And inhale, root to rise, circle the arms skywards, lengthening. Exhale, hands through heart center. And opening the hands either side of the body to find Tadasana. Taking a large step back with the right foot and then turning out the right toes to face the sides of the mat so the instep of the right foot is in line with the left heel. And opening the arms out to a T shape to find warrior 2. Having an even pressure through both feet so both legs are engaged. Begin to open the front hand so the palm faces the sky. And as you inhale, lift the left arm skywards and take the right hand and place it on the right leg for support. Bending down the right side of the body, extending down the left side. Inhale in position. As you exhale, come back through warrior two. Take the hands down to the hips, extend the front leg, and then turning on the heel of the left foot so the toes come to face the side of the mat. And then turning on the heel of the right foot so toes come to face the back of the mat. Bending into the right knee, and then bringing the arms out to a T shape, warrior two on the other side. Pressing down through both feet. And imagining that you're trying to draw the hips together, so trying to draw both of the legs together. Open the front hand skywards. As you inhale, reach up with the right hand, left hand comes back to the left leg. Taking a deep side stretch. Exhale through warrior two. Take the hands to the hips for support and extend the right leg. Turning on the right heel so toes come to face the sides of the mat. Taking a deep inhale in position. Rolling the shoulders back to create space for the breath. And as you exhale, keeping the hands placed in the creases of the hips, begin to hinge and fold forwards, keeping the spine long. Knowing that the aim here is not to come all the way down to the mat if it means that we're doing so by rounding through the spine. We're trying to keep the spine as long as we can, rolling the shoulders back. Almost as if we're trying to bring the elbows together. And you can stay here or you can bring the hands down to the mat if you would like a little bit more support. And just allowing the gaze to lower down to the floor, allowing the back of the neck to be soft. Staying for one more deep inhale, one more audible exhale to side out. Bring the hands to the hips and slowly on your inhale lifting all the way back up to find a standing straddle. Turning on the left heel and then stepping the right foot forwards to find the top of the mat, coming back to Tadasana and opening the hands to face the front of the mat. Inhale, draw the arms high and exhale to swan dive. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lower down, ground the hands, step both of the feet back, coming to plank position. Lift the gaze, inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes, and come forwards to lower down through modified chaturanga. Walking the hands forwards, elbows under shoulders, pressing through the forearms to find Sphinx. Taking one more full inhale, and one more full exhale. Lowering the chest, bringing the hands below the shoulders, keeping the knees where they are and just pressing yourself up. Sending the hips down to the heels, keeping the hands where they are. Letting the torso lower down towards the thighs and then lowering the forehead down to the mat to find child's pose. Staying for as long as you feel you need to stay in child's pose, just to come back to a steadier breath. And then slowly walking the hands in towards the body to press yourself into a kneeling position. Swinging the legs round to one side and extending the legs out ahead. And just shuffling yourself so that you have enough space for the legs to extend and the whole body to be on the mat as you lower down. Finding a comfortable lying position, opening the hands to the sky and just letting the legs come wide slightly and the feet roll out to the sides to find Shavasana. And staying here for as long as you feel you need to, just to give the body some time, just to slow down, to be heavy. Just to reconnect with a more conscious breath. And noticing the rise and fall of the chest and belly as the breath passes through the body. When you are ready, slowly begin to wiggle into the fingers and into the toes, inviting movement back into the body. Bending the knees and hugging the knees into the chest. Bringing the body into a ball. And then rolling over onto a side of your choosing to press yourself back to a seated position. And finding your comfortable seat that you started the practice in. Just closing down the eyes for a moment of reflection, just to cast your mind over anything that you might have experienced for the first time, anything that you might have realized, or anything that might have been revealed to you in each posture. And just being thankful for those lessons, thankful for those discoveries. But most of all, thankful for the time that you spent practicing today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.